All right, and we roll on 0 to 60 here. The afternoon show gets going, and it's my honor and pleasure to bring on a young man who has been busting his ass over at 60 Football Academy since he was in 7th grade, going into 8th, and is now down at IMG Academy in Florida, balling out at left guard. I don't know, how many offers do you have, Breck?
13.
13 offers, and he's what, you just turned 16?
I'm 15 still.
15 still. So shit's going good. Breck Kolojay joins us here on 0 to 60 on the Blev Network, or on the Believe Network, excuse me. Like always, our good friends at Bet Online bring you today's show. And if you're looking for an opportunity to make some money out there in the betting world, make sure that you do it with Bet Online. Look, all the major pro sports are off and rolling. Baseball just ended, thank God. But everything else is rolling. Bet Online remains your top spot for all your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, and NHL in full swing. Bet Online is your number one source for all wagering news, odds, and predictions. Head to Bet Online today and remember to use the promo code BLEAV, that's Believe, for up to 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. So they'll match you 50%. Bet Online is where the game starts, and they are our title sponsor, and we are happy to have them. So thank you for Bet Online for all they do for 0 to 60. Like I said, IMG's Breck Kolojay here on the show today, a proud member of the Dungeon family, a guy who's been busting his ass over at 60 for years. Breck, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show, and how are you?
I'm great, you know. I'm doing well.
Good.
Thanks for having me.
You got 13 offers already. You're 15 years old. You're a sophomore in high school down at IMG. You were at Valor as a freshman, started every game for them. Just talk about your journey a little bit, bro. You started at 60 when you were in 8th grade. And, you know, you always had this goal. And you walked into high school with offers. Just talk about your journey and how you got to IMG to start.
I mean, so first of all, when I started at 60, I saw someone post you on social media. I'm like, you know, I think football is getting serious for me. So I joined you and, you know, busted my ass, you know, a lot and almost every day. And at Valor, you know, things went well, but then I got the opportunity to come to IMG, and, you know, it was a hard decision, but me and my family, you know, talked about it, and we ended up coming down. I ended up coming down to IMG. I'm boarding here, and you know, it's been a great opportunity for me. And I mean, it's really great because I'm playing and practicing with the best kids in the nation from all over the country, and it just iron sharpens iron. So, you know, that's
one of the things that we talk about at the gym all the time. You walk in as an 8th grade, 9th grade kid, and you're working out with Drake Nugent, Austin Johnson, and Casey Roddick, and Jake Wiley, and, you know, Connor McGovern, and you're in there with pro guys every day. You know, and then you're not only that, but you're a 14-year-old kid going against grown men, you know, 18, 19, 20-year-old, you know, senior in high school, college guys every day. And iron definitely sharpens iron. You play next to Jordan Seaton, the number one player in the country at his position at tackle, just out here in Colorado this last week. Talk about, you know, I've watched you guys play next to each other. You double team the shit out of people. It makes me happy as your coach. You're the guard, he's the tackle. Just talk about playing next to the number one player at his position in the country. And I know that drives you to emulate that and be the number one player in the country at your position when you are a senior 2 years from now, because everyone, remember, that is a 15-year-old sophomore right there with 13 offers. The bridge is real at 60 Academy, and that's, you know, why he's at IMG. You know, Breck brought this up, but I don't know how many conversations me and your parents and you had about this. And sometimes you got to make hard decisions that are the best decision for you, and that's what you did, bro. So elaborate on all that a little bit.
I mean, so first, playing next to Seaton, it's truly, I mean, he's a dog, and you know, we both know what we're doing. Like, we're like, our communication is just great on the left side, and I mean, we both put in extra work after practice. I mean, it's just like, it's really an honor because like where he's at, that's definitely where I want to be at when I'm a senior. And It's really an honor playing next to him.
So, okay. So, look, you guys, obviously at IMG, you're surrounded by talent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is practice harder than the games?
Absolutely. I mean, practice. We don't have scout teams. It's during our scout periods. It's good on good. I mean, and we compete. It gets chippy, but we compete out there. And practice is so much harder than games. And when you go to the games, I mean, it makes it feel easy.
So that's the way I've set up 6-0. And you know this. It's only good on good. And hopefully one day we can turn 6-0 Football Academy out here at Mile High into what I think it could be, which is, the IMG of the Rockies. But I love the fact that you brought up good on good. Breck, I don't think that we get better beating up on bankers. And I know you don't. That's why you're down there. So what would you say to the state of Colorado? All right. And I guess you are saying it. Well, you have a message now you're not coming back from IMG. You're going to play there for 3 years. If you could early enroll after your junior year, I think we could do that too. I think that the opportunity in front of you is NFL or bust. And I know that's the way you think. What would you say to Hobbytown, Colorado, bro? Like, I hate the fact that you had to leave, but I know why you did. I went off on them earlier today. I'm actually posting it right now on the morning show on the laziness, the Hobbytown attitude. Like, what would you say to the state of Colorado if you could talk to them, which you can?
I mean, I want to speak for the kids that put in the work. Like at 6-0, there's a select number of kids who really want it, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate that because we're all driven, that select number of kids. But I mean, there's a reason kind of why I left, but it's kind of hard to put this into words, but just
say it and blame it on me.
I mean, okay, during the state championship game, that was an eye-opening experience. I went against Blake Purchase, which didn't go well, and this is the thing, the whole season I did not face a pass rusher, a player like that, and I was basically going into a game where this matchup is going to be a 4-star versus a little 15-year-old. I was 14 at the time.
14-year-old freshman, bro. He's a fourth-year senior with 20 offers.
Yeah.
I mean, Purchase, he's a bad man. His brother's a bad man too. Like, he's up at Oregon right now as a true freshman, pass rushing the CU offensive lineman into the ground. So
exactly.
Elaborate on that. Like, look, the state title game was an eye-opening experience for you, but I think what you're saying is, I know I have to improve off of this. It didn't scare you; it motivated you, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have that picture hung up on my wall every day. Back at home, every day I woke up and I saw that picture, and I'm like, man, like, the day right after that, I was up at 6:30 in the morning, downstairs working out in my basement. It was like really eye-opening experience, and it just made me. I still have the chip on my shoulder. It just makes me want to get better every single day.
Well, it's funny how guys like us, we don't carry around our victories. Well, let everybody else celebrate that. We carry around our losses, and we carry them around like weights around your neck. I still feel bad about plays and opportunities I missed and somebody got the better of me. I know that that's your main motivation, is to never let that happen to you again. But in order, and this is my next question, as a young athlete, as a guy who's going in this process, having a football consigliere like me is beneficial. Being around nothing but football people all day at IMG is beneficial. All that said, all the positive things that are in your life when it comes to football, how important is it to struggle? How important is it to have failure? And then how important is it? And this is why I talk about investment all the time at the gym. Obviously, you're invested. Mm-hmm. The ability to come back after you fail, and the ability to come back after you fall on your face, and understand that it's not the end of the world unless you make it that way. That's what makes players. Like, elaborate on that a little bit, and the ability to fail and learn rather than fail and lose.
So, there's a saying, it's find beauty in the struggle. I mean, there's going to be times, even when I'm training with you, when you're on the field, adversity is going to hit. Adversity is going to hit. And you can't just quit and be like, like, it's part of the process. It's part of the process. You got to admire the struggle, because if you don't, I mean, it's not going to be good. You just you basically just have to keep pushing when adversity hits, and being picking up from your failures. Dog, everyone's gonna fail. It's just, it depends on how you're gonna respond the next play. I mean, that's really how I think about it. Just coming back the next play, and having that mindset that I'm not gonna let this affect me.
And really, that's the beauty of the game, is the ability to overcome adversity, the ability, because so much in life, in my opinion, and I talk to you guys about this all the time, whether it's you or Nick or Moon or Gage or Stonebreaker or Drake Nugent. Like, Drake's at the top of his game right now. We talk every week about like the next step and what else is on deck and what he's struggling with, and just anything and everything. The ability, I never sit around and talk to you guys about what we're doing well, because it's expected. Yep. I expect you to dominate. I expect you to be a Division I Power 5 ass kicker. I expect you to go to the National Football League. That's what I expected from Drake when he was 15. That's what I expected from Ryan Jensen when he walked into the program as a senior in college. So, look, all of this work that we do, Breck, and again, IMG's Breck Kolojay is on the show today. Make sure you follow him at
Breck.Kolojay on Instagram, Breck_Kolojay on Twitter.
And make sure you follow him and give him some love, and make sure you hammer that like button and subscribe to the show also. And then any questions you guys may have here in the stream, just let me know. Breck, when it comes down to it, the payoff is what happened Saturday. Saturday, you're in Tuscaloosa talking to Nick Saban, and it's. I know you wanted to walk out of there with an offer, but the process is the prize, right?
Exactly.
We have to be patient, because when they do this, we need to be ready to open the door. We can't just open the door and go, "Oh, you're here." No, we should open the door and go, "Oh, you're here, finally, good." So talk about Tuscaloosa. Talk about the Nick Saban, and then we got to send them O-line to Colorado. Dog, CJ, I don't work for Colorado, homie. If I worked for Colorado, all my guys would be in Boulder. So that's not my job. My job is to send Breck to Alabama. So talk about Alabama, Tuscaloosa, the atmosphere. It looked absolutely nuts to me. I think you've been there before, right?
Yeah, I went there for a camp, though. It was nothing like
camp and balled out, and this was your first trip. Jordan Ochoa, the great defensive end that you've trained with so many times, was also down there earlier in the year. Another great prospect out here in the state of Colorado. Talk about Alabama and Nick Saban and just the weekend, bro, and really elaborate, because I want to know.
All right, so I mean, it was special. I've never experienced anything like that. College game day, Saturday night in Tuscaloosa, Alabama LSU. I mean, it was crazy. So, I got there, and when I talked to Wolford before the game, I already talked to him at the camp, but he let me know that I'm still a top priority with them, and he told me that he thinks that I'm one of the best O-linemen in my class, and then he will be seeing me pretty soon. That's what he told me. I mean, so I got to build that relationship with Coach Wolford, which is great. He's a great man, a great coach. He's intense, and I love it. I love the intensity, but just the experience all alone. We got up there, and there's like 100,000 people just all out tailgating. It's crazy. You see, like, SEC that's different, and then different.
It explains when people say to me, like, why did Trey Zune commit to A&M? He's from Fort Collins. Or why is Gage going to Tennessee. He's from Fort Collins. Like, try to explain this to them a little bit. Like 100,000 people at a college football game is twice the size of Folsom.
I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's not really hard to explain. I mean, literally, it is what it is. It's 100,000 people all around a stadium screaming. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, the things we do, they do, and the O-line dominated that game. So I really love watching that. You know, 2 IMG alum on the O-line, Tyler Booker left guard and JC Latham right tackle, and Latham's going to be a first-round pick this year. I mean, it was special. It was special watching those guys. And then after the game, meeting Coach Saban, like, it's Nick Saban. I was a little nervous, but you know.
Yeah, you should be nervous, dog. That shit it makes me nervous for you, and I'm not even there.
Yeah.
All right, so look, before we get you out of here, and again, the afternoon show's quick. We interview, we get out. Breck's got to get back to the weight room, and school first, football second.
Technically, school's in the afternoon here, though. So
hey, see, this is my so football's first and school second. Look, this is exactly why you're at IMG, bro. It's a place, it's a football factory for future NFL players, and that's what you are. So, Breck, you've been in this program here at 6-0 for a long time. You know there's a lot of naysayers that can't do it, and that's usually why they naysay. And then there's a lot of doers who are proud Dungeon family, and the 6-0 Army is deep around the country. You know, I know that people talk to you about it constantly because it's like folklore almost. Like, oh, that place seems pretty hardcore, and I love that shit. So you say that you want to get coached hard. You're going to Alabama, Coach Walford and Coach Saban and everything that comes with it. And I know you. That's the truth. Brother, what would you say to all these? Like, okay, never mind that. What would you say to Nick and Moon? Because now 2 kids that you've worked with, my son's one of them, Nicholas McChesney, and then Davis Moon. They're both in 8th grade, going to high school. They're going down the same exact road you went down of just, being big-time 8th grade players that are about to walk into this meat grinder. You get an opportunity to talk to Nick and Davis. You got 5 minutes. Go.
I mean, I would just tell them, trust the process, and you have to be consistent. Consistency is key because you can really, you can get complacent, and getting complacent is the worst thing you can ever do for yourself. Thinking that you're all set, you're okay. Like, never get complacent. That's what I absolutely tell them, because people who get complacent, their opportunities are taken away from them, and you just can't get complacent. And when I mean trusting the process, it's gonna be, there's gonna be things that are gonna happen that won't go their way. There's gonna be things that happen that will go their way. It's just the aspect of just staying steady in the boat. You gotta keep steady in the boat, and show up, be the kid. If there's an optional lift, always go to optional lifts. Never not go to optional lifts. Is it optional? It means you go. Always put in the extra work if you can, because there's some kids that think it can just get handed to them, and that's not true. You gotta, in this world, you gotta work for everything. You really do. And I already see them. They're dogs, and they're on the track to, be great. I mean, I saw that video at 5 a.m. They're pushing the sled this morning or another morning. Like,
no, that was 6 hours ago, dog, at 5 a.m.
I mean,
you know all about that shit. I can't.
I was in their shoes too, vomiting all over.
Oh, yeah, like I got Nick out over at the puke and rally place where everybody goes to throw up, and I'm out there hey, you calling dinosaurs? Get that shit out. Let's go. We got sleds to push, and he just pukes and goes back to work. So
absolutely,
I really can't wait to get you back out here in the off season, even if it is for a short time over Christmas break, to get back in the lab and get back working. Breck, as your coach, bro, I don't know if I could be more proud of a young man than I am of you. Everything that you've overcome, everything that you stand for, the way you fight for the name on the back of your jersey and the name on the front, how proud you are to be where you're from. That 303 on your bicep. I mean, it means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to you. It's the beginning of a sleeve. I'm sure your mother loves to hear that shit.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And we love you. But Look, bro, you know how I feel about you as a player and as your coach. You're not only are you a great football player, but you're a great young man, and you set the tone for the next generation, which is what 6-0 is all about. You know, there was older guys that set the tone for you, and now you're an older guy. And I remember telling you this when you signed up, like, one of these days you're going to be the kid with offers. You're going to be the kid that's leading the next generation. And brother, the fact that next generation, one of those kids is McChesney on the back of his nameplate, and the fact that you're one of the leaders he looks up to and tries to emulate it hits me here, and it makes me damn proud to be your coach and help you through this journey. So, sure, brother, my hat's off to everything you've accomplished, and I personally think we're just scratching the surface. Like,
yeah, there's way more.
I would not be surprised in 7 years from now if we're sitting in the fucking green room somewhere going, that accountant, we need to call that person because we're going to be stacking chips.
That's the goal. I'm steady in the boat. Keep going.
Shit, I might have to get that put on a t-shirt right there. Steady in the boat. My man, BK. Yep. Breck, you have yourself a great day down there in sunny Florida. Tell Seton to keep kicking ass, and please consider the Colorado Buffaloes. We need your help. Please, God. But hey, man, this is all about, you know, the ability to put yourself in the best situation possible. And this is how we do at 6-0. It's how they do at IMG. And Breck, brother, I could not be more thankful for you coming on the show. And we'll be posting this all over. Make sure you tell your people to get with my people. We'll consolidate and throw this out there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, homeboy. You keep it up. I'm very proud of you. And peace.
Thank you, Coach. Bye.
There you go. All right, folks. That is Tuesday's wrap. The afternoon show is a wrap. Breck Kolojay absolutely killed it. I'm so damn proud of that kid. Thank you so much for chiming in today. Remember, the 10 a.m. show was fire. You do not want to miss what I'm putting on social media if I can ever get it to post. And you definitely don't want to miss the rant earlier and then the great interview with Breck Kolojay, who's one of the best in the business. So thanks for everything, folks. We'll be back in the morning with the 0 to 60 top 6. And remember, pound that like button and subscribe and follow everything at 6-0 Academy and at 6-0 Equipment online and Bree Macis 303 in the same regard. All right, later, y'all.